What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country and that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and a stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below. Also, I want to wish a happy Memorial Day to each and every one of you. Happy Memorial Day weekend, and hope you guys are having a fabulous weekend for you. Let me know what you guys are doing here. Are you guys doing anything interesting for Memorial Day weekend? You guys celebrating, cooking out on the grill? That's pretty much what we're doing here this weekend, just hanging out with some friends and family, letting our son Julian run around outside, and it's been a pretty nice weekend here so far. In this video, we're going to go over new stimulus payments are coming on June 1st if you live in this state. And we're going to go over how $10,000 in student loan debt per borrower is coming or potentially coming here, according to sources from President Biden here. We got a lot to talk about in this video. You could see here President Biden zeroes in on plan to cancel $10,000 in student loans per borrower. Yeah. And leadership at one of the biggest student loan companies expects President Biden to cancel $10,000 in student loan debt or student loan cancellation per borrower here in the next few weeks. Leadership at the major student loan company Nelnet expects $10,000 in relief for federal borrowers or for borrowers with federal student loans. The Lincoln Journal Star reports its CEO still thinks relief won't solve costs of higher education because, I mean, nowadays a college degree can be over $100,000, so $10,000 can be 1/10 of the cost, but still, it will go a long way for a lot of people. President Biden is getting closer to a decision on broad student loan relief that could be income capped, meaning it won't go out to people that make a lot of money. Even the leadership at one of the largest student loan companies thinks relief for federal borrowers is on the horizon. Quote, the probability is pretty high that President Joe Biden will forgive $10,000 in student loan debt for federal borrowers, says Jackie Mosley, the director of government relations at the student loan company Nelnet, said during the company's annual meeting last week, as reported by the Lincoln Journal Star. Jeff Nordhook, the company's CEO, called the $1.7 trillion student debt load in the country, quote, too big. That would be the total amount of student loan debt in the country. That's not going to be the amount that is forgiven. But the Journal Star reported that forgiving that debt wouldn't solve the rising cost of higher education because people would keep borrowing after the fact, and said wiping out $10,000 in debt for every federal borrower would reduce the company's future cash flow from $1.8 billion to $1.2 billion. And President Biden is inching towards a decision on student loan relief, and multiple reports have suggested the relief will be close to his $10,000 debt forgiveness campaign pledge and potentially targeted to those making under $125,000 a year. With the pandemic pause on student loan payments set to expire after August 31st, the administration made it clear that an announcement on relief would be made before then, and borrowers are waiting to hear if they will see cuts to their debt balances. So yeah, let me know your thoughts here in the comments. This would be a massive stimulus program for over 40 million people that do have student loans. There's about 95% plus somewhere over 95% of the student loans are federally held. We don't exactly know what will happen to the private student loans yet. Um, but when or if this happens, when this happens, we will get more details. I will keep you up to date here on this. But if you don't have student loans, chances are somebody you know, or somebody close to you, or somebody in your family, or somebody related to you may or does have student loans. New stimulus payments are coming on June 1st if you live in this state. If you've been watching my channel, there is a plethora of states here, over a dozen states now that have passed stimulus checks, or AKA tax rebate checks here. Some that already went out in May, some that are coming out here in June, as states are completely flush with cash. And some are going to be coming out here in June. Here is the latest details on this. I'll keep you up to date here on all the states that are passing stimulus checks, some that have already passed, and some that are coming here soon. Here's the latest details. For a lucky few, new relief checks are going out again in a matter of days. The lucky few being residents of the state of Maine, and the individual checks totaling $850, $1,700 for households, aka I think they mean they're married couples. Married couples, aka two checks, are going to be $1,700 for a married couple. That's a nice check there. That's a nice check. And this has already been passed for the state of Maine. You can see here the money is going out as soon as June 1st, thanks to Governor Janet Mills signing a $1.2 billion budget into law that funds the payments. It comes as such relief checks have become much more targeted this year, as similar federal payments going out to millions of Americans have pretty much stopped at the end of 2021. But that doesn't mean that more won't be coming here, as elections are looming and are right around the corner, and inflation is at a or around a 40-year high. And we could see more stimulus checks here on the federal level, just like we're seeing from all these different states here. We have around, or maybe more than, 12 different states that have passed state stimulus checks or tax rebate checks just like this one. Yeah, relief checks coming in Maine, as is increasingly becoming the case in various states around the US. Just like I said, state leaders like those in Maine are using the opportunity of budget surpluses to return some of that excess revenue to taxpayers. And as for the relief checks specifically in Maine, the governor's office said that those will go out to an estimated 858,000 Maine people grappling with the increased costs as a result of the pandemic driven inflation. Yeah, according to the state, the first round of relief checks will be mailed in June. They'll continue to be delivered on a rolling basis through the end of the year. And the state with the largest checks passed so far here this year is the state of Alaska, with $3,200 checks per person. That's right. So if you're a married couple, that's $6,400 per person, or I'm sorry, per couple. So yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So just imagine now, if you live in Alaska, though, you got to deal with the Alaska winter. And trust me, the Ohio winter is bad enough. My brother's been to Alaska for a cruise in the summer and said it was absolutely beautiful, but I don't know if I could deal with the wintertime. It would be a little bit rough, a little bit rough. I've seen some of our viewers that live in Alaska and say, "Yeah, Jimmy, you're right. Summertime beautiful, wintertime, a little bit cold, little bit cold, little bit cold. But we have a lot of different states that are trying to, or in the process, or have already passed stimulus checks like this. One of the other really big ones, kind of in the process, is the state of Pennsylvania. Yeah, you can see here Pennsylvania, the state that is pushing for a $2,000 direct payment and is working on it, is working on it. Governor Tom Wolf's deal included a $2,000 check to Pennsylvanians that would help residents deal with utilities, groceries, and gas, saying, "quote Pennsylvanians should not have to choose between paying for utilities or groceries, childcare or gas. We have the opportunity and the means to ensure they're not struggling to ensure their success. I'm asking the General Assembly to unite across the aisles on this for the sake of every Pennsylvanian. For when they succeed, our Commonwealth succeed. Let's get this money out of our coffers and into the pockets of Pennsylvanians." Who supports this bill? Senate and House Democrats introduced two bills supporting Governor Wolf's initiative: Senate Bill 1204 and House Bill 2531, saying, "quote times are tough right now as prices have gone up on everything from gas to groceries, and I'm here to talk about solutions." Who would be eligible for this $2,000 direct payment? All Pennsylvanians making $80,000 or less would be eligible to obtain the $2,000 stimulus. The program aims to help families still recovering economically from the pandemic or support them with covering pandemic related costs and managing the current everyday increasing costs of living, the governor said in a press release. Governor Wolf and his Democratic arm have everything on the table to advance the bill. However, the state Republican legislators, quote, continue to sit on billions, as the governor described. They are delaying the $2,000 stimulus check to Pennsylvanians in need. He requested to start calling all Republican legislators to advance the bill, saying, quote, people are struggling right now, but our Republican legislators continue to sit on billions of dollars in federal recovery funds. It's baffling, the governor tweeted. I'm still pushing for my plan to send $2,000 in direct aid to households making less than $80,000. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here. This is kind of the battle we see with a lot of states here, is that, well, the age old battle of Democrats versus Republicans. Uh, yeah. So, and unfortunately, if we don't get along, Republicans and Democrats, we kind of we fall in limbo, right? We fall in limbo where, um, yeah, who gets hurt? The people, and that billions and billions of dollars, it just ends up sitting there. It just ends up sitting there in the state coffers, the state checking account, basically the state's bank account, and that's literally what will happen. It just stays there in the state's rainy day fund uh, for later use. So, uh, yeah, then that's where compromise comes, or people demanding the money be used, people demanding, calling your state legislators, calling your state representatives. If your governor's already for it, you could call your governor, but if your governor's already for it, if your governor's not for it, I've seen a lot of people asking about Texas and Florida. Uh, I just have not seen a lot of information about that. The governors there, you know, haven't seen that much. Same thing with Ohio. Ohio has done a previous tax cuts, tax reductions. They have done that there for Ohio. Florida has passed a gas tax bill suspension for 1 month, but that won't happen until September or October. So they're going to make people wait until 1 month before the election. So, and Texas is now dealing with the aftermath of the shooting. So, I'm trying to keep everybody up to date with what I see. But if I don't see a lot, it's because there's not a lot happening with your state, or they haven't done it yet. They haven't talked about it yet, or something along those lines. So, same thing with any other states. As soon as I see the information, I will let you know. If you guys know of anything going on with your specific states, please comment down below. I may see it. If you see anything on your news stations or anything like that, please comment down below. And if you see any helpful comments like that, please give those comments a thumbs up, and I'll cover them. It's not like I'm picking or choosing any states or anything specifically. It's just that a lot of states, um, some states are doing more than others, and some states are, well, not doing much yet, but that doesn't mean that they're not doing it yet. And a lot of states, what they'll do is they'll call, if you see some of these, they'll call a quote a special legislative meeting. So they can call a meeting at any given time. They don't have to do it with the state budget. They can really already do the state budget, and then they can call a special meeting later on. So they can really do this at any given time. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country, which seems like it's there's always something going on here. And it's just really between the shooting and the Roe versus Wade, there's going to be, voting on potential rights with both of those. And then we have a massive election coming up. There's going to be a lot of potential things, massive things going on here with our country. And I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here. So make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on new videos. And click the bell icon after clicking the subscribe button. It'll appear so you get reminders when we go live with new videos. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And you can click here to see my massive stimulus check update I just did here as well. So click on one of those videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.